we will begin our coverage on day 5 on the track. It is the first section of 2 of the U20 Women's 3,000 meter final.
Well, Adam, we're going to see the defending champion Riley Innes in the second of these 2 sections. It will be timed finals running slowest to fastest on seed time.
In the opening section, we'll have Jocelyn Ringler, Stefania Gilbert, Kensington McCormack, Charlotte Clinton, Charlotte Lucier, Brianna Lovshin, Mia Blackmore Barnable, Angelina Beveridge Warwick, Sarah Benchamal, Ariel Claveau, Beatrice Schwanner Lambert, and Emma Morrow.
And the seed times in this opening section range from 10:45 down to 10:09. Fastest time in the field does belong to Emma Morrow. She was the 3,000 meter steeplechase victor earlier this weekend and coming back for a flat 3,000 today. She's got a best of 10:09 in this event and races for Brockville Legion, so she'll wear hip 12 on the outside there.
Not too long a drive to the nation's capital, is it, from Brockville? And it will be Emma Morrow, who will go out to the early lead, 7.5 laps of the track for these women.
And it's a cooler start to the day, which is nice. A little bit windy, just some few gusts, but cooler than we have seen in the last couple of days. So that'll be nice for these athletes. Of course, that's intentional. Try to put the distance events either early in the morning or later at night. But these are good conditions for these athletes. So it is our fastest seed, Emma Morrow, out to the lead. And some separation already on our top 4 back to the rest of the field.
The group of 4, Emma Morrow, Kensington McCormack, Mia Blackmore Barnable, and Ariel Claveau. Correction, that is Beatrice Schwanner Lambert, who is among those leaders right now. She is running in second, McCormack in third, and Blackmore Barnable in fourth. Although that gap that lead 4 had built up has started to close a bit.
We'll give you some splits as they come through the 1,000-meter marks. Morrow up front is the OFSA silver medalist in the 2,000-meter steeplechase. She was 14th in the flat 3,000 at that event this year.
Brianna Lovshin from the Toronto Olympic Club, starting to make her way up the field. And now she finds herself among the leaders at the front.
The 3,000 is, an event that's run so often at the high school level, so these athletes will be really familiar with it. We also had a 5,000 for the U20s on Thursday on distance night. And I think that this is a nice sort of meeting ground, this 3,000, between the 1,500 speedsters, if you can call them that, the relative speedsters in the mid-distance events, and those who are a little more prone to the cross-country or the 5,000 and take that on. So what was a bit of a separation of the top 4 has clumped back together, and they're approaching the first 1,000-meter split here. continues to be Morrow. She's led every step of this race so far, and unofficially 3:24 through that opening 1,000 meters. And 3:24 would put them just under 10:15 tempo. And that would be a good time for many of these athletes. Several of them have run right around that, but not many have eclipsed that 10:15 mark this season.
Riley Innes, the defending champ, who we'll see in the next section. She ran 9:33.73 last year to take the victory. Emma Morrow continuing to lead this opening section.
And that's Beatrice Chouanière-Lambert tucked just behind her. So again, we're seeing a steeplechaser leading, a 1,500-meter runner in second. She was 16th in the prelims, was Chouanière-Lambert. And that's Maya Blackmore-Barnable sitting in third, and this is the only event that she's contesting during these championships. So arguably, she's coming in the freshest. She's got a 10:23.41 best.
The laps have been consistent. We have seen 82, 81, and 81 from Morrow.
And as you said that, I just wonder if Morrow recognizes that if she's going to lead, she's got to really start putting the gears to these other athletes and try to wear them out so that she's not just pacing them to a really relaxed sort of final kick, relaxed race that would end in a final kick. It's been Chouanière-Lambert just stalking every step of Morrow. And you saw Morrow kind of move out to the outside of lane one there on the backstretch. And I wonder if she was opening up the potential that someone else could come and take the lead. But these three have separated themselves decisively from the rest of the pack. Morrow, Chouanière-Lambert, and Maya Blackmore-Barnable.
McCormack leading that chase pack. Although a move now by Gilbert. And she's running on her own right now as she tries to reel in the three leaders.
Stefania Gilbert was 10th in the 5,000. And she's got a 10:39.15 seed, but she is looking really strong right now and on pace to better that by a significant margin. And she, in the space of about 150 meters, has made contact with the back of our three, and that was a smart move. It's so much easier to keep up than to catch up. You never want to be stuck in no woman's land in a race like this, so that was a smart move by her. And Morrow, you see her just, again, swinging to the outside of lane one as they approach the 2,000-meter mark. They were at 3:24 through the opening 1,000. They're going to be, as you said, Adam, pretty much bang on. 6:50 there, so that is very consistent running.
So that's a 3:26 last 1,000. I think my math is correct there.
It is. It's just that, you know, when it comes to a race like this, it's probably 3:24 point for the opening, 3:25 for the second. And again, that's really good, consistent running. So Morrow is maybe has a future in rabbiting if she would like to, because that is just metronomic.
Only Quartet at the front has opened up quite a lot of track on the rest of this field, and they have 2 laps left to go.
Emma Morrow did compete in this 3,000 last year at Nationals. She was 30th in the compiled results with a 10:54 time. Now, of course, that was a championship-style race, so not necessarily a reflection of her best, but she's made big improvements this year, dropping down to 10:09 as her season's best, and again, coming away with that steeplechase win a few nights ago. So she's got a little fatigue in the legs, but I'm also thinking a good amount of confidence, and she has just absolutely been, like I said, metronomic and led every single step here. So they're coming up on 600 meters to go. And you can tell that the tempo is starting to pick up a bit and the turnover increasing for our leader. And now more separation than I think we've seen at any other point in this race from Moreau back to Chouanière-Lambert.
She went to the front immediately, and she has not surrendered it. And she has about 500 meters left to go in this opening section of the U20 Women's 3,000 meter final.
Well, they've been running right around 10:15 pace. Moreau has a 10:09 to her name. Chouanière-Lambert, a 10:15 runner, so this is certainly something they're capable of. A big swing to the outside there by Gilbert, but 8:55 on the clock unofficially with 1 lap to go.
And Gilbert has caught up to Moreau. Moreau perhaps sensing that, trying to put a little more pace into her race.
And that's Blackmore-Barnable, who's done a good job of reacting to that move and using the momentum of the runners ahead of her to help string her along. They're coming up on a lapped runner now, but you can see how fast the cadence is. And again, Gilbert having to swing wide around Moreau, and here she goes with 200 to go. It's going to be a barn burner of a last 200.
Moreau trying to hold off the challenge of Gilbert. Moreau moves back into the lead, pulling away from Gilbert. Gilbert has been a tough out so far this race. They're to the final straightaway. And here comes Gilbert again. She's going to go the inside this time. And she had the ever so slight lead, but now Moreau is going to counter, and she is going to come across first in this opening section. 10:08.51 closes in 73 seconds. Gilbert 10:09.11. But boy, that was a fun opening section.
Oh, I'll tell you what, Adam, what a way to kick off the day. That was fun indeed. What a final push there by both of our top athletes, separated by just over half a second in the end. And you're right, both of them closing in 73 seconds, 10:08 and 10:09, so that's a nice improvement of about 6 seconds. Excuse me, by a large margin. Gilbert, what a lifetime best. 10:39 was her seed coming in. Well, that's 30 seconds better than what she's run this season. Emma Morrow just a tick under her best. But I loved that battle down the home stretch for that last time. Final 200, just absolutely thrilling to watch. Maya Blackmore-Barnable did a great job to hold on for third. 10:15.32 for her. Central Toronto athlete, but that was really exciting stuff, and good support in stadium for every runner. Look at the turnover here for our final athlete coming across the line. Well, Sarah Benchamal found another gear, and she'll close out the field. But every time that Morrow was put under pressure, she responded instantly. And it takes something special to lead from gun to tape like this. Gilbert trying to make the pass, and Morrow has just such good reaction. The moment that Gilbert came up on her, she responded. It's going to happen again here. I don't think she wanted to leave that inside lane open, but look at the change of pace. It's instantaneous for Morrow. She goes to the arms, and she held extra gears in reserve just in case she needed them in a moment like that, and that is really excellent running. Make it a, well, not double gold necessarily because we have another section to come, but 2 wins in one weekend. Steeplechase, 3,000-meter steeplechase, and now a win in the first section of the women's 3,000 flat.